for the children literally to walk into school. That alone saves a lot of money.
Sure.
And then we have the Christmas toy drive. With that being said, Ricky Lee had talked with me and wants to come back in November to do a concert to help with the Christmas toy drive, to see how many toys we can raise. National Fuel last year raised over $8,000 in Christmas toys, along with, food cards from Tops and Wegmans, and then the employees itself who gave money so that each family that we gave toys to, they got a Tops or a Wegmans card as well as cash. So it was unbelievable. ABWA, again, they've, for the last 3 years, been doing a Christmas toy drive for us. So each year we're around, it gets bigger and bigger, more exciting and yet scary.
Yeah, I was going to say, now how many years has this organization been around now?
Since 2007.
So in just that short amount of time, it has just grown exponentially.
Right, and it's basically unheard of with the way we've grown.
Yeah.
And again, I say it's because everybody likes the idea that if they're going to donate to an organization, why not donate to somebody that you know for a fact your money's staying local. And you're going to see that individual out in the community that your donation helped. Rather than donate it to the VFW and maybe it helps somebody in California, maybe it doesn't.
Right.
Not that I'm putting those organizations down. They're fabulous organizations. I'm just all about keeping the money local.
What could you say about it? How have you had to grow as an organization, getting bigger? Do you have staff? Is it all volunteer?
Well,
how is it structured?
There's growing pains with,
Yeah.
An organization or a business. No matter what it is, you're going to have growing pains. So I started collecting a salary last September. Now, this is the other kick too that a lot of the corporations out there really like, is that if you make a donation to Western New York Heroes, I can guarantee you no part of that donation goes in my pocket as part of my salary. That was intentional on my behalf. I didn't want that. For the first 3 years of starting Western New York Heroes, it was all volunteering my time.
Sure.
Because I believed in it. Last year, the Mental Health of Erie County sponsored my salary. This year, Blue Cross Blue Shield sponsoring my salary. Who knows who it's going to be next year, but
Sure.
No doubt we'll find someone.
Hopefully they'll line up.
Good one.
There you
I
go.
hope.
There you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
The more advertising, the better.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
The board, we do have a board. They're all
Sure.
volunteers. They all volunteer their time, whether it be at the fundraisers, whether it's obviously at the board meetings. A lot of vets are on the board: Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam. And then we have individuals on the board who never served. Maybe their spouse served, or maybe they just wanted to sit on the board because, again, they believe in the cause, they believe in the mission, they believe in Western New York Heroes. So
same thing. If you want to volunteer at one of the events, you go right to the website, and
Right.
that's is it spelled out Western New York, or it's WNYVets.org?
no, it's WNY Heroes.
I'm sorry, WNYHeroes.org.
Right.
WNYHeroes.org. This talk to us about some of the upcoming fundraising events. What do we have to look forward to, and how can we get involved?
Well, this Sunday, as it may, we have a concert down on Old Falls Street in Niagara Falls.
1 to 6.
1 to 6 this coming Sunday.
Right, with national recording artist Ricky Lee,
Great.
who is coming in to do the concert. It's a free concert. It's put on by Niagara Rises for Western New York Heroes. So our hope is, let's push this and see just how much money we can raise on Sunday now to continue helping the vets in Western
Fantastic.
New York.
So if it's a free concert, there'll be people at the concert where you can go and make a donation and get involved.
Yeah, Western New York Heroes will be set up. We got our T-shirts. We got our support wristbands. Just come by and make a donation, buy a T-shirt. We'll be there.
We'll be
Great.
there to support the Heroes, and we will be taking information as far as businesses that want to be a part of our project. And we'll be doing some things as far as other ways of supporting the vets, too.
The other part of these functions is to reach out to the veterans themselves. It's been difficult. I know when I first talked to Wayne about getting the program together, literally the months that he spent trying to reach to the veteran organizations that are out there saying, how can I get this word out? And the same with Chris, with his organization. You know, how do we communicate? You know, they come out of the service and a lot of them just go into hiding, or they have the problems that Chris talked about, and they need that help. So getting that word to them or to their family or their loved ones, you know, was another big chore, because Wayne, it took you an enormous amount of time to even identify how many are out there.
And that's one of the things. We want to know how many vets we have in Niagara County. We don't know that yet. That's sad.
Wow. And this is one of the ways that we can track that. This is Access to Government. Let's go to the phones. Good evening, Chris. You've got access.
A wonderful program tonight, everybody. I came in a little bit late. 2 weeks ago, we just buried my father-in-law, who's a 3-war veteran. It was the first time I've ever attended a 21-gun salute funeral. I just was awesome. It was just unbelievable. He was 86 years old.
Yeah.
He served in 3 wars, but he often wouldn't talk about it. You know, I mean, it was hard for him to talk about any one of the things, but we knew that he had been there, and you know, I had a great respect for the man, and I think you guys are doing a great job, you know, doing what you're doing from what I just heard. So, but there's another issue. What about people wearing badges that they have not been assigned with? Falsely wearing badges that they didn't.
What? Give us an example, Chris, of what do you mean?
I don't want to go into too many details, but I live in Niagara Falls, and we have one of our more respected veterans, and he was recently, I hate to say it, but he got acknowledged for wearing false badges. You guys got an opinion about wearing false badges?
Actually, I know, I want to say maybe a year ago or so, there was a law passed that,
Right.
you know, if you're out there and you're impersonating yourself as a combat veteran or wearing badges that you didn't earn, it's a felony. There was a gentleman...
Felony?
It's a felony.
Yes.
There was a gentleman caught 2 years ago in Amherst at a 9/11 memorial that was being held in Amherst. This gentleman, I guess, was parading around as a Navy admiral. And what kind of gave it away to some of the other veterans there was that he was wearing a Navy coat with Army pins and Marine pants. The whole uniform obviously didn't match. And they ended up bringing down the FBI and arresting this individual. So I know to impersonate yourself as an officer, and they just added last year to impersonate yourself as a veteran and to wear badges that you didn't earn is a felony.
One of the very serious offenses is, I've heard of incidents where people have put on a Purple Heart, claiming that they were in fact injured. Even veterans themselves. And that's still, that is a felony, that it was not earned. It's a slap in the face for those that actually did.
Absolutely. I agree 100% with you guys. You know,
Yeah, it kind of takes away from the meaning from the badge, let alone the meaning behind those who really deserved it.
Chris,
it's a dark side of what you guys are talking about. I understand that, but you know, just recently we had a very prominent person in Niagara Falls who headed all our Veterans Affairs accused of it, and he was actually had charges brought against him. I'm not going to mention any names.
What branch was he in?
But it, you know, I felt let down. You know, I just felt let down. That's all I can tell you. I could imagine you guys do too. You know, if you were a veteran.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I'm sure.
Chris, can I talk about your father a little bit?
My father-in-law.
Oh, father-in-law.
Yep, yes, you can.
Yes, because one of the things that I found is that especially the World War II generation, and I can relate to it from my own father. I was a war baby. I didn't even know my father for the first 2 years of my life. And then when I really had time to spend with him, he became my hero, and I looked at all his military gear and looked at all the pictures that were there, and I thought it was just wonderful. My brothers and myself just were amazed by everything and just really intrigued. But Dad never talked to us about what his experience really was. He was in the Philippines, and he was a sergeant in the Philippines. And it wasn't until I got older that I realized the horror that he went through. And unfortunately, I never had the occasion to say thank you to him for his service because he died at a very young age. So I guess in one way, this Thank a Vet program is a vicarious way for me to say thank you to him. But those men and women of World War II kept everything so close to themselves. They never really talked about all that went on in their lives and how devastating it really was. And what's happening with us with this Thank a Vet program, we're hearing stories, I think, for some of them, the first time that they're talking to somebody, my own staff, about what the experience were, and some of those things were absolutely just horrible, what they all endured. But they just felt that was the thing to do, and they were going to do it. I'm glad your father-in-law received the honors that really he was entitled
awesome.
to.
It was just awesome. It was just the most. I've never been to a 20-gun salute, or in the way they gathered around him. Thank you.
Thank you for calling in tonight, Chris. Thank you.
All right, guys.
This is Access to Government. We're going to stay with the phones. Thank you so much, John, for your patience tonight. You've got access. Good evening.
Yes, I'm a Korean War veteran, and I just had an eye exam, and they found cataracts. Does the VA take care of that, or what?
Are you currently getting your care at the VA now?
What was that?
Are you currently getting your care at the VA now? Are you registered within the VA?
No, but I got my discharge papers and everything.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's safe to assume you're not even collecting VA disability at all.
No.
Okay. The first step you would have to do is take your discharge papers and go down to Veterans Services at the VA hospital and get filed and registered in with the VA. And then the gentleman or the lady that you might sit with to do all that will then be able to tell you what services you're entitled to from there.
Oh, okay.
Because I know there's like 7 different groups that veterans fall under at the VA. So it would just depend on what group or category that you would fall into.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. That's good to know. Okay. I'm glad I called.
Good.
John, we're glad that you called because it does remind me that we should remind our veterans that when they come back that they should file with the VA because you never know down the road in the future if they're going to need any services. Not that you might need them on day one, but at least when you register with them, as you would with Wayne at the county clerk's office, you're registered. You're there. If something comes up in the future, that will already be on record.
So, John, have you tuned in since the beginning of the program?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Have you visited our county clerk and taken advantage of our Thank a Vet program?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, you're missing out on all those discounts, John.
They want to roll out the red carpet for you, sir.
Come on down, John.
I never heard about that. I just heard about it tonight from you people.
We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah. Okay. One more question.
Sure.
Are you all veterans? I know one of you are, but are all the rest of you? including you, the announcer